Antibiotic Research UK Antruc held its annual lecture and AGM at the Palace of Westminster in October.
Colin Garner, and I'm the Chief Executive of Antibiotic Research UK, and I hope we're going to have a very interesting and informative afternoon, and I'd like to thank you, of course, all for coming. There's a danger that all the benefits of effective antibiotics can be lost through the rise in resistance, and that our children and grandchildren fail to receive the benefits of antibiotic treatment that we have all enjoyed in our generation.
But one thing we know about AMR, we can solve the problem of AMR. So the scientists tell me, if we have the resources to go alongside the research. As we all know, the biggest issue around this, of course, is finding the money, is finding the commercial model that allows for companies to put the investment into research.
Guests came from around the country and from the fields of health, academia and science.
We're about tackling antibiotic resistance, but with the long-term aim of making sure that we have effective treatments in place, not just for us but for future generations.
We see every day the sort of infections that people come across in their day-to-day life, and just the amount of antibiotics that people are actually resistant to.
My interest, and I think actually it's almost the most important thing, is the appropriate use of antibiotics. Not just actually, as I've got on this slide, existing antibiotics, but any new ones that we actually generate. Because if we don't use them appropriately, we'll be recreating this cycle of resistance.
As well as a general public concerned about the issue of antibiotic resistance.
I agree with you, antibiotic resistance is a big problem. It's becoming an ever bigger problem, and unless we raise public awareness, develop new treatments, it is going to get even worse.
Guest speakers included AMR sufferer Annabelle.
I broke my leg back in 2005, had an external fixator fitted which involved a lot of open wounds and had infection after infection and a lot of prolonged antibiotic use, resulting at near amputation, but we've got through that and here I am today with a leg, so antibiotics saved my leg really.
Some people think it's something that's tomorrow's problem, and it's not. It really is today's problem. It needs sorting out.
I certainly wasn't aware of antibiotic resistance when I started my journey, but with prolonged use, increased dosage, resistance to them, and various other complications, I became aware of it, and then became aware of Antibiotic Research UK.
On this, the 90th anniversary of the discovery of penicillin, Antruc made a presentation to Sir Alexander Fleming's granddaughter, Nurse Sarah Whitlow.
If my grandfather was here today, he'd certainly be repeating his message in his 1945 Nobel acceptance speech in raising awareness of antibiotic resistance and supporting your work.
The main presentation was delivered by Professor Paul Little of the University of Southampton and was entitled From Nepal to Flesh-Eating Killer Bugs.
My son is only alive today because of antibiotics that worked. He had a very nasty version of MRSA, PVL MRSA, following an injury to his leg, and really could easily have died. If you give a treatment for something, whether it works or not, but the person gets better, they will attribute their getting better, if you like, to the medicine. So you're potentially fostering beliefs in something. So you have to be jolly sure you're giving something that actually works.
What we have been really successful in doing is funding some excellent research which is beginning to suggest that if we use existing antibiotics and existing drugs differently, we might actually make them more effective again.
So the questions, what we ultimately want is to get higher level funding to do a big trial. Trials in the UK cost around, between 1 and 2 million. Feasibility trials normally cost around 600 to 700k because you're setting everything up. Antruc has funded this with, 60, 70k? So this is very, very good value.
Many thanks to all of you who attended or followed the event on social media. If you would like to support or even donate to Antruc, visit their website www.antibioticresearch.org.uk.